soon. As soon as Harley gets over here, yeah, we better get a start. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Striker Indoor Sports Centre in Leeming, home of the Mustangs and home of the 2023 Men's A-Grade Grand Final between the SEMA Snakes and the Striker Leeming Mustangs. Very good afternoon to my co-commentator, man who needs no introduction, coach and legend of the game, Mr. Mark Hullett. Hully, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Stevie. How are you?
Yeah, back in the saddle, mate. Back in ready to do this one again. And looks like the SEMA Snakes have won the toss and elected to bat. We're going to be opening up with Mitch Todd and Clint Hinchcliffe. But to run you through the rest of the team, I'll do mine, you do yours if you like. Aaron Todd is the captain, leading run scorer for the season with a healthy average of about 19 runs a match. Mitch Todd and Clint Hinchcliffe, I mentioned, are opening the batting. We've got Mark Rice, All-Australian. Chris Prescott, one of the fastest bowlers in the competition. Ethan Benson, Cruz Harper-Connell, and Angus Bloxham round out the 8 for the SEMA boys. And
we're underway.
Yours in a sec. There it is. Got Tom Stevenson
good start.
opening the bowling.
Yeah, good start by Tommy. Getting underway. Yeah, right on the money there to Toddy. Yeah, so just going through the striker Leeming boys, we've got Josh Fontana, Bryden Emmerich, Tommy Stevenson, who's opening the bowling, Kyle O'Brien, Andy Bottega, Brock Hickey, Declan Crowder, and Cam Fawcett.
Shot there by Clint Hinchcliffe. A name most of you will be familiar from, of course, his time with the Melbourne Stars. He's one of the few players in W indoor cricket to make a name for himself in the outdoor version of the game, and I'm talking about, a name on TV, of course. Shot there from Mitch Todd, just bangs it over the top of the two-line fielders, all the way to the back net for 4 valuable runs. Wonderful shot from Mitch Todd.
Yeah, super shot, as safe as you can play and maximum value, get the 4 for it.
Not that it's as hard as it could be to get over those two-line fielders. Two of the shortest guys in the A-grade competition covering that territory, and Josh Fontana and Kyle O'Brien.
Chuck Bryden on there and we'd have the trio.
Well, actually, just spend a moment looking at the height mix-up of this striker team. We've got 3 absolute Pemberton carry trees in the team in Brock Hickey and Cam Fawcett and maybe JJ as well.
Even Tommy.
And we've got Sanders' little helpers there as well. But put them all together and you've got a deadly team, one that has taken down the Snakes this season and will fancy their chances today. But Mitchell Todd opening the batting, averaging 14.25 runs, 114 runs for his 8 games this season. And he's got Hinchy as well. Hasn't played a lot of the season in A. He's played most of it in Bs actually, and got a lot of players to cycle through. So there's Hinchy here averaging 8 with the bat. That's a bit below par for him, but put it together, it's a 25-run pair, and that's what these two will be looking for. Andy Bottega with the ball.
Another positive shot by Mitch.
Just giving the 2 from the umpire, not the 3. Just missing out on the tape there by probably millimetres.
Yeah.
I think they'll fancy their chances against Andy Bottega.
Interesting. He'll try and bowl it in at the kneecap of the right-hander, but there he goes. Yep. Swinging it both ways, which is good to see.
Beautiful fielding there from JJ.
Yeah. That's Deck Crowder. Yeah, JJ not playing finals this year. Played during the season, but not playing today.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. I thought I heard his name called out earlier. Yeah, they're really having a swing.
That's great fielding.
Close. Good dive there by Clint Hinchcliffe. Something we didn't see in the Masters final. Diving.
No. Falling, but not diving.
I don't think there was a fall either. There was one spectacular catch from the captain, John Gallagher. Sticking out the left-hand mitt.
Yeah, so striker here today trying to turn the tables a little bit. Seamer have won 2 out of 2 in the men's. Striker Leeming won the ladies. And now it's a great shot by Hinch.
Dominant season from these two clubs. Seamer, of course, with 5 teams in grand finals. And I think it's the same for striker, isn't it? They're in 5 as well.
5 as well, yeah.
So A's, B's, ladies, juniors and masters.
Yep.
And for SEMA, it's A's, B's, C's, Masters and 22s. And, of course, winning the Masters and 22s in the earlier time slot.
Yeah, the 22s was a bit of an upset. I think SEMA played with 7.
They did.
And still managed to scramble home, which is a big win.
So some season information for those watching on at home. We have... I've just got to bring it up. I had it here earlier.
Off to a ripping start here, the SEMA boys, just putting striker to bed a little bit. You know, they're not getting any hype or any involvement, not getting any run-outs. Both banging it up high. Hinchy with a 3 and Toddy with a 4. Looking very good.
No silly wickets. Declan Crowder with the ball. Good one, right on the legs. No run there.
Very handy outdoor bowler, Deck. Bowls leg spin with a nice top spinner. Plays at the Willetton Outdoor Cricket Club. And bats well too.
Well played. Fielding there from Brock Hickey. Big man gets down. Nearly makes some magic out of nothing there. The Snakes finishing the season with a win-loss record of 10-2. Striker with an even record of 6-6. It was actually a fairly even season across the competition for all 4 of the A-grade sides. Anyone could have beaten anyone on their day.
Yeah.
SEMA have been a very strong club for many years, but as I said, Striker will fancy their chances today, having already beaten them during the season. Just trying to find where that game is and how that one turned out, and possibly even who played in that game.
It's a much younger SEMA side than last year.
Yep. And there it is. It was actually round 6, I think it was. Striker over SEMA 97-66.
Yeah. It's a great bit of work there by Tommy on the 2 line. Just couldn't quite get the backhand flick close enough to Josh for the run out, but good hands in the first place.
Creating some chances, some half chances, but chances nonetheless.
Yep.
Slightly overpitched that. It's a great shot from Mitch Todd.
Yeah.
Wow. How did he hit that for 3? He got to the pitch of the ball on his legs and still managed to hit it for 3.
And real low risk, wasn't it, as well? No
Yep.
chance, of even if he gets it cleanly, they're still scrambling a single. But the fumble meant the 3, and up to 27 now off 3 overs. They'd take that as a partnership, let alone after 3. So if they can consolidate here, get that to sort of 32, 35, they'll be very happy.
Yeah. Mitch Todd, the more aggressive of the 2 batters. And they play their roles very well. Mitch is not afraid to dance down. He's not afraid to swing the bat. Oh, that's a great no call.
Yeah, very good. This is interesting, bringing Cam on for the last over of the pair. He can be a bit erratic, but aggressive, quick bowler. Run out chance, not out.
No, give him 2. Good running by Hinchy. Mitch Todd not happy with how he played that shot.
A bit loose. Yeah. Good to see Jace back in the umpire's chair, standing in the umpire's chair. Very good umpire. It's great bowling.
Yeah. Going to take a single.
That's unlucky. It's good fielding by Pumba. Not a lot you can do about that.
I think he anticipated they were going to run, but decided to risk the chance of a run out for a single and pushes the score along to 30 with 3 to go.
It's actually been 4 really good rocks so far by Cam. He's been right on the money, swinging it out to the right-handers into Hinch.
Don't do it now.
No, it's been really good.
There's enough pressure as it is bowling the 4th over of repair. Of course, any wides, leg sides, no balls would need to be re-bowled. Well, sorry, have the option of being re-bowled by the batsman. Gets away with a full and wide one on that occasion, and that's good ball finish. Well played by Hinchy. And they're going to walk out on 33 runs. That's a great start from the Snakes. in this men's A-grade final. They'll be extremely happy with that. And we're going to see a couple of youngsters come out to consolidate in Cruz Harbour Connell and Ethan Benson.
Yeah, a couple of young champs of the game who have been at the Nationals recently. Played 22s for both of the boys, didn't they? And 18s.
They played 22s and they won the flag for the 18s.
Yeah.
In a fantastic, gripping final against Queensland. I think Angus Bloxham and Tom Murray saw out the final batted the final pair for Seamers to get him over the line. For WA to get him over the line. But
yeah.
Ethan Benson was one of the players of the tournament. He's one of the leading wicket takers as well in A grade with 19 wickets.
How good to see WA really prominent at those junior nationals.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking strong for the future. Played in 5 out of 6 finals, I think.
And a few All-Australian selections in there. These two among them. And, of course, Angus Bloxham, who will probably see close out the batting with Mark Rice being the other name, the other player to watch for the future. Now, Cruz Harbour Connell played when I ran the SEMA club years ago as a 12-year-old. And I remember we had an under-13s Junior Super League division, and he won player of the tournament. And I said at the final, the wind-up dinner, watch this kid, he'll play for Australia one day. And here he is as 18-year-old doing exactly that.
So he will. Yeah, he's the old-fashioned indoor cricket junkie. Plays as many nights as he can. Umpires when he's not playing. He's behind the counter. He can't get enough of it. So we love it when kids get involved like that. Run out chance. Pumba a bit wide with the throw.
Yep.
Is that third ball? I think it was.
It was third ball. And of course we've forgotten this whole time we've been gas-bagging that it is actually Josh Fontana bowling here, who is one of the best bowlers in the competition that we have. Has himself played for Australia on a couple of occasions. Lovely down up there from Cruz Harbour for 2. They're going to be very happy to walk away with 5-6 runs off Josh Fontana.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the plan.
They've actually fielded really well. They just haven't quite finished, have they? But as you say, happy just to not get out to Josh's over and take 5. They'd be more than pleased with that. Especially, you just don't want to, having had a start like 33 from the first pair, you just don't want to let striker get back into the game and get those couple of cheap ones with the start of the second pair.
I mean, even if they walk away with, say, 20 for the pair, which...
Declan Crowder, this is real interesting. You know, leg spinner, and yet he's bowling 2
out in the first 6.
2 in the first 6 when you...
That was a leg side.
Yeah, he's kicked the ball that he should have left. But you think of the SEMA tactics in the same situation. Guys like Hinchy, Hopesy in the past would have always bowled at the end. Hankin, ragging him.
Gosh. Great shot there, and a dive from Cruz Harbour Connell.
See, again, good hands in the field, but they just can't quite finish off. They've got to hit the stumps a couple of times and get themselves back into the game.
I think he would have been safe in any case on that occasion, Cruz. Good dive there. Ethan, very aggressive batter as well.
Oh, well bowled.
No.
Yeah, it's a really good ball.
Not the shot to play. He knows
That's great control with a fairly new shiny ball and a leg spinner to be able to land him on the hanky as he is. That's really good bowling. And that actually turned. That bit a little bit.
Yep.
He was looking to work that through mid-wicket and hit the leg side net and gets caught at the point position. A little bit short that time. Yeah.
Easy 2 there for Ethan. He'll be saying thank you for that after costing his team 5 runs. So the score at 4. 2 balls to go in the 6th over.
Another good ball. That's exactly where you want to be as a leg spinner. No width, making them work across the spin, like trying to make them hit to leg, but knowing that you're turning it away from the bat. That's spot on.
Big side.
Interesting, just snuck out. Good call by the umpire.
Yep. So, a little bit planned there, targeting the legs of both batters. Ethan Benson falling victim to a sharp leggy there from Declan Crowder. Gets a much-needed wicket for the Mustangs. They'll be fairly happy with this start in the second pair. 6 runs off 2 overs, and if they can really capitalise here and bringing on another spinner, I think they've sensed
a theme.
Weakness. They've smelled blood in the water, and they're bringing in Brock Hickey. who
A little bit different bowler, isn't he? He's tall like Declan, but he's a flighty sort of leg spinner. He doesn't mind throwing it up a little.
And they're like grenades. They drop like lead balloons.
They do.
And they go both ways, and he has great control over the ball. Interesting to see whether these two decide to just try and charge and take the length on.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got. Well played.
Yeah, there's two options, aren't there? You either try to get down and get to the pitch, or you do exactly as Ethan did then and get on the back stool and try and bang it into the top of the net. It's good bowling.
Yep.
Got to be full as a leg spinner. It's the key rule, isn't it? You cannot be back of a length.
On occasion, I think that was the attempt at Rongan.
Yeah, I think so.
It was so full we didn't really see where it went. That's a good shot there from Cruz. Has that gone to the back net?
It has.
He's just misfielded that. Declan Crowder went for the
probably not
ambitious tap. Yeah.
I was going to say probably not going to run him out there, so better off just to try and keep it off the net. That was the wrong one again, yeah.
And it should be. I was going to say should be out, but probably wouldn't have been. Good single there from Ethan Benson. Boys have out of nowhere just nudged the score up to 13. So, well played. Wait to see where that was going to turn. It's just a single, but
just wonder a little bit here whether finish this after the ball. Oh, it's well bowled.
Yep.
And really well played by Ethan. Gave up his stumps, knew it was the wrong one.
Yep.
Played it really well. Yeah, just whether or not fine to bowl the two leggies to the pair, but breaking them up, so making them use their feet 1 minute and then go back to a quicker bowler in between.
Bit late now.
It is.
This is going to be Kyle O'Brien or Bryden Emmerich to have a go here.
Bryden, yeah.
So another lefty. And of course, Josh Fontana did extremely well to these two in the first over with that left arm over the wicket. So they're going to repeat the dose. So they're thinking about this quite well, the Mustangs. And of course, this, as I say, Declan's bowled out, and they're saving Kyle O'Brien, who's one of their quicker ones. Little half opportunity there from Tom Stevenson. Little tap just wide.
Yeah, Pumba sort of skids them on, doesn't he? Yep. Low arm action, but zippy enough.
Yep.
Oh, that should be out. That is out.
They might be saving Pumba for when Aaron Todd comes in to bat. There's a
bit of history.
A long rivalry between those two, and as who gets the one up. Aaron Todd, of course, one of the premier batters in the comp. I think he's the leading run scorer, certainly for the Seamer Snakes, with 211 for the season, averaging close to 19.
Yeah.
So bat and ball, one-on-one battle, those two. Be fun to watch.
The ball before really well bowled by Bryden. He got it right up in the block hole, made the squeeze happen, and that's the most confusing ball to run or not run.
Yep.
You've got enough on it and you think it's a run, and it's scrambled down the wicket, but it's a pretty easy run out in the end to Kyle on the 2 line. That's well bowled again.
Occasion, Ethan Benson just hesitating as the non-striker, waiting for the yes call from Cruz, and sort of by the time Cruz realised, I'm going to be running here, it was too late for Ethan, and easy run out.
Yeah.
And the keeper's in. So the score at 15 with 2 balls to go. And this will be the one. Cruz not happy there with the additional fielders coming in. I think to block his run, of course, as long as you're making a play for the ball, fielder does have right of way, but geez, if you're running down the middle as a batter and fielders coming in all directions.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Oh,
chance,
Ethan
7
Benson
runs.
Just opens up the shoulders and sends it through the back net for 7 runs. What a huge, pivotal moment in the game. Final ball of the over, and he's put it to the back net and taken the score to 23. Hully.
Wow. Yes. No, they were really keeping a lid on it there, and then whack 7 last ball. As you say, gets it to 23, 56 after 8. Seamer looking really strong there.
What a brave shot from Ethan Benson.
It's actually technically a super shot. He just opened his front leg out a little bit. The ball wasn't too bad. It was actually a left arm across him, swinging across him, but he just lined it up and on drove it.
But to have the foresight to even think that shot might even be an option for the final pair. You've been run out earlier in the over, and to do it, I mean, that could be the game there. That is a fantastic way to finish the second pair. As we see Aaron Todd and Angus Bloxham I actually caught it wrong. I thought Angus would be batting with Mark Rice. That's not the case. It'll be Aaron Todd and Angus Bloxham, who are the two strongest batters for the Snakes this season. Just looking at some stats here, we've got Angus Bloxham with 144 runs this season. Aaron Todd 211.
Another left and right combo as well, which is always difficult for the fielding side, just because it poses different fielding positions. You've got to bowl different areas, obviously.
These two average 30 this season.
Have they batted together a lot, do you know?
Yes. They've pretty much batted the whole season together. They've tended to keep the batting partnerships the same. You'll always see Ethan and Cruz, for example, bat together.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, one of them's not playing in the game. The opening partnership
short ball by
rarely
Josh.
changes. You always see Mitch Todd. And he even he's apologising there. Something you don't see an awful lot of at this level.
Oh, they know each other well, play a lot of outdoor cricket together, and I like the look of that. I think there should be more of it.
I think you might see that in the second innings.
Yeah.
They give as good as they get, these boys. Aaron Todd still smiling.
Wouldn't want to bowl too short to the short blokes of Leeming, because they'll be going over their heads.
Angus Bloxham coming off the back of a fantastic campaign for WA in both the 22s and the 18s, as I said.
And opens.
At the crease. Yeah, and opens, sorry. No, I said 22s, he played opens. Was there hitting the winning runs for WA in the grand final against Queensland. Very, very reliable bat.
He's gone the Brownlow medal hairdo as well.
Don't go there.
He wants to pick up votes with the bottle blonde.
That is a Katy Perry style. I don't know what hairdo that is.
I don't know if the hair comes with the hat or not, but Gus will give me a hard time afterwards, I'm sure.
The Dickie knee mullet. For those of our younger viewers out there, Dickie knee, of course, was a regular part of our Saturday nights growing up on the old Hey Hey It's Saturday show.
I remember.
And the funniest puppets to have ever graced our TV screens.
I'm almost too old to remember.
But this puppet is no muppet with the bat, as the tap, Cam Fawcett, comes back on. That's right off the back hip. Didn't even bother to offer a shot there.
Good area to bowl, though. There's not a great deal you can do with that.
And with two on the legs.
Yeah. We've got another left and right pair. Just watching Chris Prescott, who's about to bat last. It's well bowled, and he's just whacked that for 7.
Yep. And would have been out by 5 metres had Declan Crowder hit with the flick, but not on that occasion.
Actually, nothing wrong with that ball, but Gus has just absolutely lined it up and cleaned it straight back over the bowler's head.
I think he's been waiting for his ball. Oh, that's by contrast.
Yeah.
What a lovely, well-placed little dab there. Took the pace off the ball. Made the leg side fielders, offside fielders work for a point fielder there. Bryden Emmerich had a little chance. What's that done?
It's good running.
Oh.
I think what happened is there was a bit of confusion between the batsman and the two-liner as to who was going which way. Hence, the Pumba couldn't get to it, and then Declan had left it alone.
Did he hit it on the ground, or did he fly?
No, he hit it on the ground. Yeah, on the ground.
I didn't quite see where it went.
It's well bowled. Again, not quite taking the chance. Got to hit the stumps there, and I think it's a run out.
And once again, we're seeing this aggressor and consolidator sort of role playing going on with the batters, where Angus seems to be the one swinging, and Aaron Todd, who is.
Oh, okay, there you go.
There you go.
On cue.
Can we delete the last 15 seconds of commentary, please? We'll start that again as Aaron Todd sends that one to the back net.
Well, Toddy would rarely go a partnership without hitting the back net, so, I mean, it was due, but, yeah, you put your foot right in it there.
Well, up until that point, he seemed to be playing the strike rotator role, just bunted into the corner, accumulate the twos, Angus get lucky.
Yeah, it's the old unwritten rule, isn't it? When your partner hits a 7, you sort of do go into protect those 7 rather than try and do the same thing yourself. If you do the same and you get out doing it, you look like a bit of a peanut. But Toddy, that's a really nice on drive. I mean, half a chance to Declan to run him out if he gets it cleanly, but he'd hit it hard enough that it got past him. I would say half
a chance if he got it cleanly. The flick, if he'd hit, he would have comfortably been out.
Yeah,
absolutely no question.
Just whether he gets to it is the half chance part. But yeah,
hard to set a field too when you've got one batter batting defensively and another one batting aggressively. If you're both going for it, there's lots of chances there.
Yeah, that's right.
Or if you're both batting, quite defensively, you can push your field up and make it harder to hit those runs. But if you don't know what's coming, And they're probably thinking with Aaron Todd now, right, he's been banging twos in the, well, banging twos, he's been placing twos in the corner and opening the shoulders. You need a hit here, and he hasn't.
Yeah, score's just starting to get to that out of control stage, isn't it? If you assume last pair makes, another 20-25, which we don't know that, but we can guess.
Mark Rice.
Yeah, with Ricey batting, and Prescott's no mug either. It's it's starting to look dangerous. You chase a score over 100 in an A-grade final, and it's always tough.
Yep.
So they really, striker need to make their move now. Need to pick up a couple here. Start hitting the stumps would be a key.
I think again, Batega's bowling here. He's bowling out. He's got a couple of balls left. He's managed to get himself a third ball situation here, which is good for him. But I'm going to call it now, Hully, and say that Angus Bloxham is going to send this ball.
Right. Well, he didn't get the width,
he didn't
so
quite get it all the
sort
way
of
to
tucked
the
him
back,
up
but
to
he
his
was
hip.
going.
Yeah, he was looking for it.
I
think what Seamer have done really well is they've mitigated risks. They haven't given striker an easy run-out chance.
Well, there was one.
So every time, that's right.
One on the second pair.
Every time striker have had to execute, it's been under the pump because the running between the wickets has been really good. So when they've hit the stumps, it's been the times that the Seamer boys haven't been running.
So here we are, 3 overs into the third pair. Score is 25 for this pair. Team score on 81, and these two with even contributions, 12 and 13 respectively to Aaron Todd and Angus Bloxham. So they're doing their job. In fact, the whole team has done their job, and the scoreboard looking rather pretty at the moment for the Snakes. 33, 23, 25 so far, and Carl O'Brien to bowl his first over. And they're going to need a couple of wickets here, you would fancy, if they're going to like their chances of chasing a sub-100 score.
Yeah, big over in the game.
Yep. Yeah. Unless he over pitches here, I would expect both batsmen just to take the pace and place it for the nice easy two. And for the leg side place, and good bit of shape there from Kyle O'Brien, just coming back into the left-hander.
Yeah, nicely bowled. Momentum's such a big thing in this game, isn't it? In all sports, but you want that last pair coming in on your positive last over.
Yep.
So they'll be really mindful of just not letting striker into the game here. Of course, if it's a half volley, it's a half volley, and both of these guys have shown they don't mind whacking it.
I
don't
think, and I think Kyle knows too, because here is the battle I'm talking about. Kyle O'Brien versus Aaron Todd. If he over pitches and does it full, Aaron Todd will dispatch it. Takes an easy two.
Gus just sort of got stuck in the non-striker's crease for a little bit there. I thought there was going to be some confusion, but the ball snuck through to the net, so it didn't matter.
So 29 for this pair. Score moves along to 85 with 3 balls to go. And there's that shot again from Angus Bloxham. I think he's anticipating just short of a length. And if he gets down low enough, he's just going to pull anything down for 2.
Absolutely, and I think what happens is you get a reputation as someone who does dispatch the full one, and so the bowler is a bit gun-shy and bowls it back of a length rather than getting it up there and taking the chance.
Do you think he should bowl a bit fuller, maybe a bit wider?
Absolutely.
For the edge?
I'd almost be wanting to tempt these two now because if you're not getting a wicket here and there, you're just not going to restrict them by stopping them hitting twos. They'll definitely hit twos if you bowl short and wide. And there's a chance both at the same end, but again, no execution from the striker boys.
Had the little flick there from Bryden Emmerich gone right into the glove of Andy Batega for the throw. Possibly a run-out opportunity at the non-striker's end, not to be.
Yeah, sorry, Stevie. No. The hands have been good. They just haven't quite got it to the top of the bails or to the or hit the stumps direct. That just hasn't happened.
He's 2 on 35. Last ball is pair.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That's
lovely,
a great shot. And late decision
and
to run.
Onto the back net.
Yeah, 4 runs. Yeah. Yeah, it's a terrific shot.
Declan Crowder just graciously conceding the boundary on that occasion. I'm not quite sure if it hit, but he's been given 4 runs. And once again, another great finish to a partnership from the Snakes. Unlike the second pair, they could have probably afforded to have a bit of a swing on the last ball, having 35 already on the board. It's now 39, the score on 95, if you don't mind, Hully.
Yeah.
With, there's a lot of experience walking out to bat this final pair.
Oof.
Chris Prescott and one of our All-Australian greats in Mark Rice, who I would have to say, is one of the most destructive batters I've ever seen in indoor cricket. He's the kind of guy that can take a ball off his hip and still bang it for 7.
Absolutely.
It's a question, does he have a licence? There's 95 on the board. Is he going to have fun, or are these two just going to knuckle down, bang some 2s out, get 25, 30 on the board, put the game beyond doubt?
Ricey bats his own way regardless, I think. He's just one of those naturals that just seems to... He doesn't really look at the scoreboard a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I hope he plays his natural game. I'm sure he will. Prescott will just bang wires most of the time. You're right, licence because 95, gee, you can't really go too far wrong from there. 14 off that last over, and they didn't really even get out of first gear, the pair.
So
and a partnership of nearly 40, that's a real game setter-upperer, that 40-run partner or 39-run partnership.
Good opening ball there from Tom Stevenson, just caught Mark Rice unawares.
Bit of an off-cutter, was it?
I think it was just short and quick, falling wide there.
It seemed to sort of pop a little bit, though, bounced, which this wicket does. It's got a little bit of give in it, so the cutters do go.
Mark Rice finds himself on third ball here, and he possibly a little bit rusty.
Oh.
Gets away with a single there somehow. Andy Bottega missing
has
out
he
on
hurt
the
himself there?
opportunity.
Might have hurt himself, Ricey, I think.
I think as he's dived, he's landed on the bat, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Grabbing his hammy. I was saying rusty for a good reason. He's only played 5 games this season, so he's just qualified for the final. Had a couple of late outs. Fortunately, Cooper Connolly, who played most of the season, is over risk, wasn't able to get back in time.
Where's Cooper? Is he up in Darwin for the cricket up there or somewhere? Yeah.
So he's coming back late this afternoon or something. So
how great an advertisement for the sport that he comes and has a game of Super League. Played in the Big Bash final and pretty much won him the game. Yeah, awesome kid.
For a young kid, is like just go and have a swing, son. That's pretty much what they told him before he went out there, and he's instant folklore.
He's a lovely young bloke too. He's good fella.
Very nice lad. So Mark Rice, from his 5 games, has managed 92 runs at an average of 18.4.
Yeah.
Chris Prescott is leading the stats for the Snakes this season with 133 runs, average of 16.63, and with his wicket-taking ability too, he's conceded just 3 runs for the season.
The one anomaly that just happened in that over is that Ricey went ... Well, they got a run off the third dot, but he didn't hit it. Yeah, that's right. Which he doesn't absorb dot balls, Ricey. He just gets off strike every time he's on strike, and a lot of the time with 3s and 5s and 7s, and so that was a bit unusual. But good over by Tommy, really bold.
He could be hot and cold.
Yeah.
I remember a game he played at Opens for WA where he and I actually can't remember who his batting partner was.
That's out. Yeah,
we've got a wicket. Sorry, I've been.
So again,
moment we've missed a wicket.
Really good line. Yeah, that's okay. You're allowed to tell stories, Stevie. But great lines by Brock, just in at the legs. So Ricey had to get down the wicket, just mishit it off the inside edge, and then Cam polished off the run out. Great bit of work.
The partnership back to -1, but the story was,
was
going to be about the hot and cold of what Mark Rice can do. And yeah, as I said, at Nationals level, he's got a 68 or something to his name.
Yeah.
In a ridiculous. I mean, this is national level versus another state team. And that was when the team only had about 40 runs on the board, and he came in last pair. I think it was he and Aaron Todd. Might have hit some ridiculous last partnership score. So he can absolutely go off like a firecracker.
He can.
Or be a wet biscuit. It's going to be one or the other with Mark Rice.
Really good bowling again by Brock. Bit of width and tempting Prescott. Mishit, but got away with it. Another good ball.
Beautiful
appeal for a stumping, but not out.
Just kept his toenail in there.
Yeah. It's been a great over. This is what striker need, just to pull the horns back and restrict Seamer to low hundreds if they can.
I think if they got
well bowled again.
Chance,
maybe throwing it
friendly
at each
fire,
other.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, this has been really well bowled by Brock.
Just what the Mustangs need. If they've got any chance of getting a title they fancy they can chase, they're going to have to keep these guys to single figures.
Yeah, agree.
Short.
It's a really good over. He, besides the wicket they got, he created a couple of other half chances, and they just between now and the end of the innings, they just need to take a couple of those, keep it to low hundreds, and they'll then feel as though they can come out and chase that. I think if it gets up to 120, if they can make 8 or 9 and over for the next 2, I think it's too many. Got Bryden to bowl. And what would that leave? Would that leave Kyle O'Brien to have the last? Or has Josh had his second?
I don't think Josh has had his second.
Might be Josh.
Hang on a minute, we've got 2 left.
Let's just get through this one first, Stevie.
He normally bowls last anyway, you'd expect that.
Hello, Leash.
So, nothing shot there from Chris Prescott, and another dot ball. He's catching up around the other courts in the B grade final. Striker Leeming on 54 after 12 overs, and C grade Seamer on 131 after 13. So they're well in control on that court. Anybody's game in the B grade final. This one here, 103 on the board for the Snakes in the 15th. So just 1.5 overs or thereabouts to go. They'll be hoping to get up to 120 odd.
Yeah.
I think, given the start that they were given, they'll be feeling very comfortable defending anything with 3 figures.
Sure. It's a bit wide by Bryden that time. He bowled really good lines to Prescott the first couple of balls, like in at the hip with that little bit of unusual for a left-hander to be swinging it into another left-hander, but that's how his shape sets up, but a little bit too wide to the right-hander. There it is, the in-swinger to the lefty, and run out.
Prescott taking off. I didn't hear anything from
big loud. I heard a big loud no from Ricey, so I think he knew he wasn't going. But
a lot of noise in the centre.
Yeah,
they're hard to hear out there.
Yeah, but I think Ricey's not at his quickest with that, whatever it is that he did with that stumble earlier on. Bit surprised with the lack of pace that Prescott's not sort of backing away and giving himself, like he did that time, giving himself a bit of room against the ball coming in at him. Yeah, an over and 1 ball to go, still on 101, so they've actually curtailed a little bit here.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Yeah, and that's good bowling again. That's better.
Finding a lot of fielders, the Seamer boys, these two are just finding legs and arms and on that occasion hands of Cam Fawcett. So not finding the gaps.
No, another good over though, wasn't it?
2 for 6 his figures, so he's done very well, Bryden Emmerich.
Yep.
And we believe it's Josh Fontana seems to be making his way up.
No, might be Pumba.
It is Pumba.
Kyle O'Brien,
we missed a note there from Josh. I don't know how we did that. But Pumba to finish.
Oh, he's just bounced himself, just bowled it into his toe. Just good areas. It goes to show, because no great pace with Bryden, but he just wobbled it around a bit, got it onto the kneecap, and it's hard to put those away.
Good shot there from Chris Prescott.
Yeah.
Nice easy 2. And they'd love a nice easy something from this last over, 8-10 runs. So be very happy with that.
That's his go. I've watched Chris play heaps, and just that lean away, just give himself a tiny bit of room and bang it over the cover's head. That's his play. Oh, Ricey.
Yep.
A little bit of
room.
I think Ricey's getting a little bit impatient with the way the game's going.
Let's give him some credit. the 2 line fielders were quite high, and you've only got Declan at the back net there. I think Ricey saw a little bit of it. I mean, look at the opening. Once your bowlers run through, there's a big gap either side of Declan Crowder there. If you can find the top net and get a drop down like Ricey did there.
I agree, but I think mentally and emotionally he was just getting a little. It was all sort of welling up.
There you go. 3 balls to go. Let's see some fireworks, Ricey.
He'll be happy with that. I think he forced that, that's part of the mentality of indoor cricket, is that because now Kyle knows that he's coming at him, he's thought, I might just try and sneak it onto the legs, maybe get a leg side stumping. Yeah, they're allowing themselves.
Yeah, back.
Yeah,
and he's found the back net.
It's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes it's a match-up thing as well. Certain blokes just love facing certain other blokes, and that's just the way it goes. Other times, you saw a minute ago that Bryden made these 2 struggle, and now Ricey's sort of teeing up.
2 balls to go. Pairs on 18. Score is 113.
Well bowled. Well played too.
Prescott waited on it, and he's punched it to the back zip for 5. And out of nowhere, they've gone along and got 23 on the board.
Absolutely.
For a pair, so
it's a real good shot.
Going to end up being, by the look of it, 4 fairly consistent pairs. There is 1 ball to go. Does Ricey have another crack? Good no call there from Chris Prescott. They keep the score. That is it, 118, the score to beat for the Mustangs to win the men's A-grade final here at Striker Indoor Sports in Leeming, where we've got all 6 grand finals being played out today, most between the Seamer Snakes and the Striker Mustangs. And that is a great performance from the A-grade boys there. 4 partnerships of 33, 23, 39 and 23 respectively, with 118 on the board. Harley, where's your money?
The boys from the Masters just asking whether I get a word in, but I've got a few. The funny thing is, Stevie, we talked 6 overs ago. We talked about maybe they'd get to 120 with a decent last pair. Yep. They got there, but they got there in a weird way. You know, it wasn't an authentic sort of just banging twos, and they scrambled for the first 3 overs of that partnership. They were on 6, were they, after 3 overs?
Yeah.
And then ended up with 23, so 17 off the last over. That's big. So the last over of the third pair and the last over of the last pair went for 30-odd runs, and that could be big in the context of the game. You know, chasing 100-odd versus chasing 118, you know, it makes a psychological difference. I think Seamer certainly favourite, but 120 is not ungettable.
Yeah, look, these guys have played off in grand finals over the years a number of times, and they're never completely one-sided. It usually goes down to the wire. We see some late heroics from batsmen like Andy Bottega can hit. He's like another Mark Rice. So they're going to fancy their chances. They're certainly going to give it a red-hot crack. The Seamer Snakes will be looking to juggle their bowlers in such a way that they've got something in the tank at the end. Of course, we've got Clint Hinchcliffe, you mentioned Leggy's bowling late in the innings, but you've got a couple of young guys there like Cruz Harbour-Connell, Ethan Benton, as good as they are. You know, this is a new experience, and this is their first season in A-grade. And, you know, we hope the nerves don't get the better of those guys, but you know, Chris Prescott, Angus Bloxham, you know, Hinchy, quality bowlers, very, very hard to get away. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for the Stangs from here.
It's funny, isn't it? You talk about the you know, the experience and the handling the pressure. Most of these kids are playing nationals well and truly before they're playing A-grade Super League. So this is kind of like do it in their sleep because they've had that exposure, which is great for us, great for WA indoor cricket. Good start by Josh Fontana.
Yeah. Did a hop up to get that one.
Yep, I've seen that shot from him many, many times.
Yeah. Angus Bloxham pushing 6 feet. He gets a lot of height on the ball, a lot of movement. And
yeah.
Making the little guys jump around a bit. Leg side.
He's a very handy indoor bowler, Gus, but I noticed one of the boys was telling me he bowls left arm orthodox outside. Yeah, bowls spinners, doesn't bowl seam up. It's a good start.
Quick.
So this is a gun pair from Striker. They've gone with, you know, probably their best 2 bats to open the batting, and they will need 30 plus. Yep. I would think even 35 plus to really give themselves a chance and set the chase up.
Yep. Good shot there from Bots for 2. Oh, no, he's okay. No, he's just faking it.
Just mucking around.
Mitch Todd mucking around there.
Yeah.
Yep. So Josh Fontana averaging just short of 15 with the bat this season. Andy Bottega averaging just shy of 11. So between the two of them, very close to the 30 runs they're going to need. Oh, man.
I'm putting him here.
Oh, okay. Commentators just getting a slight feed.
Getting a few chips.
A few hot chips. Thank you, Mr. Brad Phillips, for the donation.
Sponsorship. That was
there's that opening of the shoulder. Oh!
No, it's not out.
Not out.
But was more of a floated sort of. That was the orthodox cutter that Gus can bowl. And Andy got every piece of it, but straight at the fielder. Yep. 11, nice solid start.
Yep. Good tap there from Hinchy, but a
Very
great
good
start from Mustang. That's exactly what they're going to need to give themselves a chance at winning this game. It brings back memories of, now I can't tell you which year it was, but it was the last time A-grade final was played on this court. So it was at this centre, so I imagine it's probably four or 5 years ago between these two sides. And I'm pretty sure their opening pair, chasing the Seamer total, put on about 45 odd. So, you know, if these two can come out with something like that,
that would
really going to make the Seamer boys think, do they bring on Prescott or Hinchy early to try and counter that?
And here's something. They've got no keeper here. So you don't see that often. I love the random tactic. So I guess what they're saying is that Mitch is bowling to hit them rather than to beat the bat. Like he's going to be aiming to try and hit the body. And if not, and they do hit it, he's got 4 fielders, got 2 on either side. Oh, I thought that might have been a leg side, but very tight.
You've got Cruz Harbour-Connell waiting to pounce into that position. Of course, with no keeper, it's very easy for a non-striker to take it a little bit more.
Can back up, correct,
back up a long way.
That's a great shot by Josh. Really well played, no risk. So there's a couple of things at play. You've got, like you say, you've got the 2 and the 2, so no keeper, you can back up further. And then the second thing is they've got to hit the stumps. They can't tap it to the keeper. So I know someone's running in there to take it, but they're never taking it. They're never going to get there in time. So you're dismissing, or you're losing that option, that tap to the keeper dismissal. Well run. And again, that was Andy. Andy's halfway down there, where he's not doing that if there's a keeper in place.
So there's a run there where maybe there shouldn't have been a run. And do you think it's not to take it away from Mitch Todd? Interesting that they're bowling him to what is perceived to be one of their strongest batting pairs.
Yeah. And
what was that? That's a half volley outside off, and Andy Batagas just
left it.
Go through.
Yeah, odd.
He's there to be at least punched away for a 2, if not sent to the back net. But
still, they'd be happy with 21 after 2. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about Toddy bowling to that pair. I think it's a seamer thing, and having watched you guys and played against you for years long ago, is you tend to save your better bowlers for the weaker pairs and really cash in. And that's maybe what they're thinking is get rid of a few overs here to the best pair, keep the damage to a limit, as long as they don't get away from them here and don't get... having said that, here comes Aaron Todd, who's a gun bowler and one of the gun players in the comp. But just to limit the damage with this pair and then really try and go after a couple of other pairs in the middle.
So back in the days of David Hankin and Ty Hope playing A-grade, where you had that luxury of... Sometimes you saw those 2 bowl the last 4 overs between them.
Great fielding. That's brilliant fielding. Wow. And he's told him as well.
Yep.
Mitch Todd telling his mate Josh Fontana all about that.
And he's been warned about it too.
He's a little word in the ear from the umpire, which I don't mind. I just keep a lid on it.
Yep. Are they debating who's on strike, perhaps? I think they were debating who's supposed to be on strike.
As well, but I think he did say, settle it down a little bit, boys. Brilliant piece of work by Mitch there. That was pretty firmly hit, wasn't it?
Firmly hit.
Yeah.
Totally interrupted the flow of my nostalgic story, but it was a wicket, much needed one for the Snakes. Much needed because they had 21 off 2 overs and opportunity there. So going back to what I was saying, at Hanks and Hope's bowling the last 4 overs to any pair, it was almost as if whatever you're chasing, you had to get it in the first 3 pairs. Yeah. Otherwise, it wasn't going to go your way. And to a point, it didn't matter who you bowled in the first 8 overs. Scotty Brown, Vinny Sandy used to play in the A-grade side. Scotty, not one of the strongest bowlers. It didn't matter what they could be defending 80, and the first pair might have 40, and they'd still win because they had these bowlers in the tank.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they can afford to play exactly that same tactic now.
Well, it also then that throws the tactical thought process back on the other team. Do you leave a pair to bat last who can cope with the 2, the leg spinner and the off spinner? Back in those days when it was Hanks and Hopesy, but these days with Hinch to bowl in those late overs, or do you just think, no, we're going to top end our batting and we're going to go hard early and try and get as many as we can, but then expose a pair who probably can't cope with that? And it really is a tactical game of of cat and mouse then, isn't it?
Yes, and there's a mental game to be played as well. This feeling if I'm going in last and I've got to face a Hinchy or something like that, because of what you think they can do as opposed to maybe what they have been doing all season. The guys pacing Mark Rice are probably thinking he's going to hit 60 runs of us, but he didn't. Maybe not in the best of form.
Yeah.
Looking at the season stats, Hinchy's only had 4 wickets for the season. So as good as a bowler as he is,
hasn't played a lot of games though, has he?
Might be leaking a lot of runs. He hasn't played a lot of games, but even
for
Hinchy, 4 wickets from only 4 games.
So I think he was coming back from the shoulder problem that he had from the footy injury, didn't he? That was a great over by Aaron Todd then. He knew, he sensed the moment. 20 or 21 after 2, he probably thought we just have to put the brakes on here and fair enough, a great piece of fielding by his brother Mitch to run the boys out, but then the rest of his over was just high quality stuff.
Yeah, no, very, very good over there. So score going backwards on that occasion.
Yeah, negative
21
4.
down to 17. And Ethan Benson coming to bowl the fourth, which is not an uncommon sight this season. He has generally bowled the last one to a pair. This will be something special to watch.
Oh, well bowled. It's really well bowled. Tight in at the leg side line, but just inside to the left-hander.
Just crashing into his rear rump there.
Oh, good shot.
Yep.
Another good ball by Ethan, but
Just
really
slightly
well played.
Well played.
A little bit disappointed with himself, Josh, but he shouldn't be. That was a proper shot. He probably just wanted to get it a bit higher and get it up.
Got a good
Chance
shot.
of going for 4. Run out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's out. It's a great bit of fielding.
A little bit of a swipe at the stumps there from Andy Batega. That would have cost him dearly.
Yes, he's done well to miss there.
Yep.
Great bit of fielding though again by Mitch. That's 2 magic run-outs in and over.
He's on fire, Mitch. he's really pumped his team up.
Yeah, and that's I think the thing that was missing in that first innings when Striker were fielding, just that spark, that somebody to hit the stumps a couple of times, force a couple of run-outs where he's just taken 2 half chances tonight, and that's set Seamer on their way, hasn't it? Because up until then the batting was looking pretty comfortable.
It's a bold run there on effectively a bye.
Yeah.
Swung and missed.
Correct.
Aaron Todd in the corner, too, with his arm. That's wide, just wide. And a quick ball. Geez, that's something on it. Ethan has he's got a short ball up his sleeve that we saw a few times that caused problems in the under-18s.
He's got a really good zippy action, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bots playing against a bunch of blokes that he used to play with and just giving them the ball back there. No problem.
There's that, just short of a length causing problems. There's no straight shot down the ground.
And
it might be an easy 2, but...
Well, Andy's got a great technique, but someone with a lesser technique would have struggled with that ball for sure. Yeah.
So, good little comeback there from the Snakes after the Mustangs dominated the first 2 overs. They've managed to keep the score stagnant at 20. They'll take it. It's not a disaster, but they're really going to need 3 absolutely perfect pairs from here to chase down this massive total of 118. They basically need 100 runs from this point, and they're going to spend Angus out early, which is not surprising. He's there to use the ball while it's fresh and moving.
Yeah, he swings it, doesn't he? So you've got to use it while it's got some shine.
So this tactic you're talking about as to who to bowl early and who to save later. And we've got Chris Prescott up their sleeve as well. We, dare I say, might not see him till the latter stages of the game.
Yeah, he was telling me before the game that he's bowling a lot of those off-cutters at the moment.
Yep.
And I think, again, sort of almost in the Dave Hankin role, not quite the same off-cutter bowler that Hanks was, but he bowls a really good off-cutter.
Notice you said Hanks was. You don't think he still could do it?
Oh, I'm sure he could. He just hasn't played for so long. So, look, we ask Hanks to play 35s every year, as you well know. Hasn't happened yet, but who knows? And Hanks is the sort of bloke that still physically fit and could just walk into an indoor centre and have a couple of training sessions and be up to the level in no time. So, touch wood, that'll
into any sport and do that to be
true.
Oh, through the hands of Mark Rice, and that's going to cost him 4 runs.
I play outdoor cricket with his, I think, cousin, Adam Hankin, and he's equally talented. Just a good young kid, and can pick things up really quickly.
Played with his brother James Hankin.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy. Pocket rocket.
Yep. They were heavily involved at SEMA for a long time, weren't they, the Hankins?
Yeah. Well, former owner.
Yeah.
Replaced by an even better owner.
And you're not talking about Hopesy when you say that, are you?
No.
Talking about your
the
good
guy
self.
In between. Now, this is interesting.
No.
Is that going to cost him 5?
There's no control there. Oh, he's given it 1. Interesting.
He's given it one, but
I suppose he
the
pushed it in the
grey
direction. We pushed it in the direction of the stumps enough. Like if that happens anywhere else on the court, that's not enough of a deflection to stop it being 5. But because he pushed it in the very close to the stumps, I think Jace has got that right.
It's a tough one. One of those grey areas of umpiring where the deflections or the uncontrolled taps. How close is close enough to go? Yeah, I reckon you controlled it enough to nearly be a run out, but. By comparison, if you smash the ball into someone's ankle and it ricochets centimetres from the stumps and then goes to the back net, that's 5.
Yeah, correct.
Because it was accidental deflection, not a controlled deflection. That was probably a controlled deflection enough to not cost the bonus runs on that occasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gets away with one there, Mark Rice.
Yeah, just inside, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's why he got away with it.
Gets third ball. I thought you were saying that it could have been a wide.
Oh, no, as in, well played.
Really well played by Brock. Good start, though, by Rice. He's getting it nice and full and making them play through it rather than camping on the back foot.
Yeah, shot again.
Even with his run up to bowl here, Rice, he looks a bit hobbled, doesn't he? Looks, he's not steaming into bowl by any stretch. Kind of rolling the fingers on it a little bit.
Probably had a few sleepless nights lately as well. I understand he's got a unwell child at home, so
never helps, does it?
No, not before finals. So we'll be happy just to get through.
Yeah, there's that off cutter again.
Ball.
Yeah.
Twice in the over, he's gotten away with that one.
Yeah, Brock's got to get after that.
Yep.
I mean, they're just not in a position where they can leave balls that are well inside the wide line.
I think they're expecting everything to be, stump to stump, right on the legs.
There it is again.
He's anticipated it this time.
He knew the minute he left that ball, he thought, that was probably a 2 that I could have taken if I wanted.
And let's give them some credit. They've got 16 after 2, so, they're doing their job.
They are.
The last 3 pairs need 30-something each. And so far, it's going to plan. But, of course, in saying that, it's a plan that can't involve any wickets.
No.
Which is going to be a tough ask with some of the bowling still to come for the Seamer Snakes.
It's one of those things that smart indoor cricket here is that they probably have to take some risks against the lesser bowlers. Yeah. If they're going to leave themselves too many to get off Hinchy at the back end, that's not going to happen.
Shot.
Hello.
A little bit of a bump. Oh, they're smiling about it.
Oh, all smiles. They've all played a lot of
Todd
indoor
was
cricket.
doing anywhere near that ball, I have no idea. Of course, Brock Hickey, another one whose indoor cricket career started at Seamers. I don't think he played in the same generation as Mitch Todd, though. Of course, they all know each other. Probably played opens together.
Yeah.
Cruz Harbour, meanwhile, coming on to bowl, and there's a bit of a fumble there from Aaron Mitch Todd, and he still hits.
Yeah, he's
exciting stuff to watch. Little jackrabbit he is.
Probably a bit disappointed with himself there. The run-out chance. If he got that cleanly, he probably had a chance at the bowler's end to just back flick it and have Brock on toast.
No, just didn't get it cleanly enough. Score on 21 for this pair, 41 for the team score. Chucks that round the corner for a single. So still on target, these two. 22 with 8 balls to go in the pair. Cruz Harbour Connell looking for a wicket. Took the pace off that shot for another 2. Final ball this over from Cruz. Sends it down leg side for another 2. So an expensive over from Cruz. Score goes along to 26 for these two after 3. 10 runs from that over. So a great one for the Mustangs. Very well played. No risks, no half chances there for the Snakes. And
so 70 odd, say 72 it is exactly, off 9. So 8 and over. Once it gets to 10, it's probably getting a bit too many, isn't it?
Yep.
Wouldn't want to let it get to 10.
No.
Which means, a wicket here, even 2 in the next, a wicket in this over, very much game in Seamer's hands. But if they can consolidate here, another 8 or 9, gives the next pair something to.
Sniff.
Yeah, absolutely. I think eight is very gettable if they can keep it at that sort of range.
Ethan Benson here with a huge responsibility. He'd love a couple of wickets. There's that slightly
12
shorter
bowled.
length, yep. Fielding there from Gus.
Yeah, you're right about that shorter one. It's zippier than you think, isn't it? It just hurries the batsman on a bit. It's really well
Top of
played.
that one, yeah.
Just a bit too much width that time, but there was that length again, but it was just outside
Probably
off.
not short enough to cause problems. It's a tall frame. You've got to really get it up on Brock.
That's right.
Oh, right through him. How did that miss people?
How did it?
Off his knee or?
Yeah, beautifully bowled.
Same ball. Quick. It's rapid stuff here from Ethan Benson.
Yeah.
Beautiful bowling. Got them in a third ball situation. But
And a bunch of pressure here on Tommy because he knows he's getting the same ball again. So he'll be thinking, okay, how am I getting that safely to the net?
does he get short and wide?
Let's see. Oh, he went short and wide.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the right call. I talked to the blokes that we go away with in the Masters. I think if you've beaten someone twice in a row, you do it again.
Yep.
You know, it's common sense is to just keep it there, cause the mistake. It's really well bowled.
Innie there to Brock.
Yeah, it's a great over.
And look, no wicket still.
Yeah.
So they've walked out on 29. You know, you wouldn't be unhappy with that in any game, let alone a final. It's better than two of the seamer pairs that batted in the first innings. So, you know, I hope these two don't feel too disappointed with that. Rock
Absolutely.
Hickey probably unhappy they didn't dispatch the last one for maybe a single or possibly another two, get the score over 30. But still a lot of work to be done by these two now. So we've got Declan Crowder and Cam Fawcett.
Yeah, it's the tall timber.
timbers.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. The two
Coming
big
in.
boys coming in third. And both, I know Declan very well. He plays a bit in our Wednesday night side down here and loves to hit it when the chance is there. So I hope he plays his natural game. I think this pair, they can't just eke out 30. If they eke out 30, it's leaving too much to do.
So this is the make or break pair. You reckon if they're going to go, this pair will have to.
I
You can't
think
leave
so.
the last pair 55 to hit.
I think so, and I think Seamer will probably hold off on Hinchy as late as they can. If these two get off to a flyer and and have two good overs where they get 20, it might force Seamer's hand a little bit and make them bowl Hinchy to this pair.
Yep.
But they'd love dearly to keep him for the two at the last, and Prescott as well.
Prescott, yeah.
Yep.
So, once again, no keeper.
No wicket keeper.
And we've got 2 dot balls to start with.
Yeah.
So third ball situation with no keeper. Now, do you put a keeper in now? Surely you would for the third
Must be
ball,
tempting. Yeah, they're going
put
to.
a guy in.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
they
going
are.
to.
Yep.
Cruz just grabbing the gloves, and that's a good call.
Is not having a keeper inviting a shot that they wouldn't expect them to play, or are they trying to cover a part of the field with an extra guy?
I think they're just now trying to get the run out. That's a great shot.
It's past Ricey again for
Ooh,
another 4.
lucky that didn't go out of the zip. Yeah, I think what they're doing there is if it hits the leg, they're wanting the keeper there for the run out to finish off the run out. That's why they'd have him. Really good shot by Declan though. Oh, the shorter one. Cam was waiting on it, wasn't he? Just banged it into the leg side
I
net.
think at this level, you'd have to be bowling Mitchell Johnson kind of pace to surprise someone with a genuine short.
It's the wrong
quick
Mitch.
It's the wrong Mitch, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
So again, it's that same
That's 3.
weak side of Mark Rice there. Not saying he's a weak side, but that's the third ball to go past his outstretched right arm. So they're really targeting that V. Ball that's coming into the right-handers.
Ooh.
That's the natural shot.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a little edge here.
No, not out.
taken.
Yeah,
It was off the bat.
it was.
Probably the back of the bat, the way that sort of rose up there. But half chance goes down. 9 runs from the first over. So, again, not
Keeping
too
up, aren't
bad.
they?
They're keeping up, but they're just... I think they're probably 15 runs behind where they want to be. But
Yeah. You just get that sense that something's going to give. And that doesn't have to be the batting side. It could be that the fielding side miss a couple of easy chances and, they scramble a back net here or there and suddenly the pressure goes back onto Seamer. But I'd certainly rather be fielding than batting it with the score the way it is at the moment. 60 off, 6 to go.
I think these
Seven-
two need
seven
to
to go.
end up on 80 something for the last pair to feel like they're going to a real genuine chance. So
Yeah.
third ball here.
Yeah, that's right. They just can't leave them too many, can they?
Surprising they're rolling Aaron Todd out now rather than saving him for Pumba at the end. But I was looking forward to that little battle.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Yeah, this is Aaron sensing a moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And thinking, okay, we need to put the brakes on here.
He's bowling quite a wide line too. Oh no, yeah, that one's right on the legs. Half a chance.
Interesting no call there again. I think when you're chasing this many, I think you have to be aggressive with your running. I think you just got to take chances like that. He's got to hit the stumps there to run you out. You know, it's almost that's worth taking those two.
Yeah. Unusual shot.
Very unusual. I think he hit it 3
Follow
times.
through. It's like he went to paddle it or something, and
Yeah.
yeah,
He hit it on the top of its head almost, didn't he?
it was there to be hit.
Third ball again, Stevie. Key moment, this ball. Oh, that spun again, didn't it, off the bat?
It did.
It's like he's hitting it
Unusual
twice or
shot,
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a single on that occasion. So
It's really well bowled again by Aaron.
good tight bowling. Dot balls are very valuable at this point in the game.
Yeah. So you're bowling over like that where you go for 3 with 3 dots. And what that does, it's effectively like you've taken a wicket that over because they have to keep up with 8 and 9 and over. So now the next over, if they don't double down and take 11 or 12 off it, they're really struggling.
Well, you said earlier in the evening, 10 runs and over, where it starts to get out of control, and we're at that point now. There are 6 overs left to bowl, 2 of which belong to Hinchy,
And
2 of which belong
60
to
odd
Chris
to
Prescott, and
60 odd to get. Yeah.
So Mark Rice to bowl out. Well, no,
Hinchy
it is
coming on now. Yeah.
So Mark Rice had the ball there for a second. Here we
Yeah,
go.
just saw Hinch bowl a couple of warm-up balls. The wrong and first up.
Yep. I think that was
And
obvious given where it
I
landed.
was just going to say, you can almost, Hinchy's got that good a control. You can almost play him according to where he pitches it.
Yep.
He's not bowling that ball as his leggy.
I'm just going
It's well
straight
played
on
by
there.
Cam.
Yeah. He gets a lot of kick off the pitch too. No matter,
Oh,
you know,
look, he's
where he's pitching it.
very easy to play from here.
I didn't say it was easy. I just said I know what it did.
No, I was. It's great fielding again.
They're just not going anywhere. These two is stuck in the crease.
Yeah, at some point there's got to be some aggression, and that's when the tipping point will come. Yeah, you can't be
Seeing
doing
him
that.
off. I think he's afraid to be the one that might cost a couple of wickets here. But
Yeah, and it's really tight, difficult bowling to get away. Oh, well played.
waited for his ball and he got it.
He knew that he had to take that on, and to his credit, executed it really well. It's a great
He's
shot.
going to need a few more of those, and it's interesting. These guys are chasing. They need runs, and they're blocking. balls.
Chance
It's
out.
blocking balls that they probably need to be playing shots at. Whereas by contrast, think back to the Seamers' second pair. Ethan Benson last ball probably didn't need to do much more than block it out, or maybe a 1 and 2, and he's launched a 7 that. Hottentot probably wasn't really necessary. It's a difference between the willingness to take a risk and batting early. You've got 16. They had 16 with 1 ball to go in the second pair, a wicket could have been disastrous for their total.
Yeah,
and he's turned it into a 7, and it's like just right there. I think is a real turning point in the match. And here with the same thing, it's still 60 runs now. There's only 5 overs to go, and you've got 2 of them.
Chris Prescott coming on to bowl, who's one of the competition's better bowlers. So
19 wickets for the season, so he's just shy of the leading wicket taker.
Yeah. So he just doesn't go an over in this comp without getting a wicket.
Yep.
He very rarely happens.
Yeah. And even if it's not wickets, it's no runs. He's, as I said at the start, conceded 3 runs for the entire season off 8 games. So
Just probably got away with one there, snuck it down the leg side, but not called.
Probably because it was in. Half a chance.
As I say, I think it's got to the point where striker can't not run when they hit it. You got to just run when you hit it at the moment. You've got 55 to get off effectively 4.5 over. You've just got to keep running.
Full ball. fumble there from Mark Rice on the 2 line, so they'll take the 2. I think that was good.
And good from Cam there, you know, an aggressive shot rather than just poking at it.
Yep.
That's what they have to do. Ounce of luck, you never know. Yeah, you can't run there, which that's fair enough. I understand the dot ball there, but
You're talking about the little tickles off the leg into the corner.
absolutely.
In the back corner.
I just think you've got to take those, yeah. And anything that hits the net.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of times. That's 2 for 5.
Yep.
That's that bit of luck we were talking about.
Interesting, in the previous game, I had Andy Walton next to me commentating, making the point that sometimes a good shot to play is, and he did say with the exception of A grade, is that drop and run, that put it in front of you and away you go, and as we see a bit of a
heave by Cam.
Cam, yeah, he's teed off on that one, and
I think he was hoping to get within 40 for the last pair, like hit a 9. He was
yeah, something like that. So on that occasion, not connecting, but that drop and run thing. In most of the grades, it was a Masters game, and there wasn't a lot of those sorts of shots being played and taken where you can get away with just a single and a rotation of the strike.
Yeah,
and of course,
yeah.
at this level, very hard to get away with that unless you manage to perfectly hit it down and up, and it's sort of floating along the top net there.
Yeah.
You've got time to get to the other end. So
yeah, you're not talking about the same quality of front court fielding, are you? It's just a slightly slower motion version.
So we're getting
in the
into the final pair of this match, the end of the grand final. 2 batsmen here, Kyle O'Brien and Bryden Emmerich, need a mammoth 49 runs. Sorry, I beg your pardon if I had it up. I have 49 runs, so just shy of 50 to win this grand final. And you're going to have to do it against Cruz Harbour, Connell, Clint Hinchcliffe, Chris Prescott, and who else hasn't bowled out? Ethan's out, Angus is out. It'd have to be Ricey.
Ricey's got a second one to go, yeah.
One to go.
Correct.
So
yep.
they're going to have to go from. Has he played? He's played on there.
Chopped
somewhere?
it on, I think, yeah. Or off his leg onto the stumps, maybe. Without the benefit of replays, Stevie.
Oh, I know.
And a big netball pole in the middle of our eye line. I was just about to say, they probably have to take Cruz on here, but it's game over now with that early wicket.
Short ball. Probably should have been called no ball, given the height of him.
Oh, he might have
that
called
was
it.
right up on
No,
his
he
eye
didn't.
line there.
You're right, yeah.
Changing sides. Now, I was going to point this out in Cruz's first over. He's got a little bit of a stutter, like a hop step in his run-up sometimes. Don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a little side step thing. He hasn't done it there. We'll see if he does it again later. That's a good shot there for 3. Given by the umpire. So score back to parity. Back to 70s. Changing sides again. See if he does it here. Just watch his legs. No. Oh, he nearly tripped over there.
Kept off the net.
And that's a beautiful piece of fielding there.
Yeah.
Beautiful piece of fielding from Mitch Todd. It is indeed called a 1.
Yeah,
Fives all around.
He did very well there. That was nearly out of his outstretched hand, but and wrong hand as well. Went to the left and did well.
Sort of desperation you see when a game's tight, but still great to see it when it's almost in the bag for the Snakes here.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know how they're playing the attacking back net shots that they need against the remaining 3 bowlers. And Cruz that's a great over. He's actually kept it really tight there.
Just the 3 runs from it, or 8 runs and a wicket, but he'll
take
that net result.
They'd be a really good poker playing team, the Seamer boys, because they just hold and hold and hold. They never play their trumps too early. They're very good at that. They know what's up their sleeve, and other sides just, I think these 2 coming into bat would have expected Hinchy or maybe even Prescott to bowl the first over.
Yeah.
But they got Cruz. They didn't go after him, and he's bowled a really good over, kept them to 3, and I think that's pretty much game over.
Now asking way too much, I think, as that one beats the outside edge of Bryden Emmerich on that occasion. Good take by Cruz.
If you or I are going out to bat and you're needing to hit the back net, these 2 at the back here aren't the people we want to face, are they?
No. No.
That's a great shot. Too full by Chris.
Anticipated the length, and he just placed it. Used the pace beautifully there.
Yeah. Didn't overhit it, did he? Just sort of went through with it. Nice cover drive, side net, back net. Here's his brother playing in the next court, Bryden's brother Tristan.
Some work to do over there as well. The SEMA boys chasing Adiada on 76 after 12 overs. So
Yeah. Well, that's run out.
Yep,
Oh,
it's
yep.
out. Yeah,
Great hands
hesitation
by
there.
Cruz. Good by Ricey not to ping that too hard. Yeah. Just got it there quickly enough, didn't he?
So another wicket there. Score just stagnating around that 70-odd, 72 at the moment. And these two, I think, are just going to see it out now as attention starts to turn towards the other two grand finals. The B-grade final, potential to be a tight one there. Still another 12 runs required. The C-grade game, I think,
Nick-
is all but over.
Nick
Shot
de-
there from Nick de Grease.
Not that we're commentating that game, but yeah, that's 7 from Nico, one of our good mates.
When a legend at his late stage of his career is still able to do that, it's
Yeah.
good to watch.
Oh, but he's run out the next ball.
He's
Oh,
dropped
no.
it. He's dropped it. We're back to the A-grade game as Prescott comes in. Well played. Turned his whole body to play that one, Bryden Emmerich.
Sorry for the little segue to the Bees for the 150
right.
listeners we have going on.
50,000 listeners.
You never know. One ball to go. Oh, it's great fielding again. Well played by Pumba, though. So 75, Stevie. 2 overs to go. What are you batting?
Respectability. I think they're just going to go for some respectability. Maybe a bit of bragging rights. Someone hitting Hinchy for a 7 or something like that just might be a talking point after the game.
Yeah. Well, the 22 and over, we know that's not going to happen.
No.
So you're right. It's just about taking what's on offer, and if you get a half volley, then by all means tee off.
Never easy losing a grand final, having lost 1 or 2 myself. But you don't want to make it sting worse by having a partnership of negative 17 or something.
No, true.
Feeling responsible for what could have been. I think, just looking at the scorecard here, the first 3 pairs, 20, 29, 21, everyone's done okay. No one's really dropped the ball here, pardon the pun. And I think for these last two, who can do themselves a favour, come out on a similar sort of 20-something.
Yeah.
The game, I think at this point, fair to say, is probably long gone.
Oh, well run. Jeez.
Yep. Jesus.
Very quick there. Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. You look at this. If Striker were batting first in the game and were 77 with an over and a half to go and scrambled 90, they would very much feel like they're in the game.
Absolutely.
It's just the fact that they're chasing too many and they're not going to get them. But they've acquitted themselves well. They just haven't had that one pair that's got away and made sort of 38, 42, something like that, to really put them in the game. That just hasn't happened for them.
It's a lovely shot there, too.
Yeah, it's smart batting.
To still have the composure to down up into the wire, knowing that you really need boundaries and 7s to have any chance of winning.
Yeah.
No.
Not that one's out, but I
would have gone.
it's interesting. Statistics are probably overblown in the sport, but I think Mitch Todd's fielding in this grand final has been the difference. I think the 3 half chances that he took blew the game apart early on, and plus the fact that him and Hinchy put on 33 at the very beginning of the game. Of course, his bowling's not as good as some of the guys on the court, but I think he's played a pivotal role in winning the game for SEMA.
Yeah, the hard task, too, of opening the batting. Of course, we did refer to that. I don't have the live scorecard here, but
You set the tone, don't
runs.
you?
Yeah, he would have had 16, 17 of those runs. And, of course, this is sort of, the rubbish end of the game now. There's not much to be gained from either side. Mark Rice just throwing that one off the pitch to start with.
I'm certain there'll be 3 or 4 blokes on the court that'll have better stats than Mitch.
Yep.
Nobody would have been louder and carried on more. But those 3 dismissals, the catch when it was hit pretty hard at him and the 2 run-outs where he hit the stumps, that was the difference between what Striker didn't do and what the SEMA boys did. That's caught and bowled.
Caught and bowled there to Mark Rice.
Shelling peas for Ricey.
Yep. Straight in the middle of big Merv's big guts, and that's out.
Yes. He wouldn't
Fine
love...
caught and bowled.
Yeah, it was. He wouldn't love you saying that, but it's made it look easy, didn't he, as he does?
I think it's tempered by the fact that I just compared him to Merv Hughes.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, do you one better, says Gus. Plucks out the big mitt, and it sticks. Fatty Vorton. Yeah.
As much dye in the hair as Fatty used to have.
And then some. Let's call him Fatty Vorton from now on.
The 3 balls to go in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think...
See nothing silly here. Hopefully no silly injuries. 2 balls to go. Geez, you wouldn't want that.
You would not.
He just lets it go.
I don't know what your thoughts are, Stevie, but I think the margin's about right. I think Seamer have been in control of this game pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, it was, with the exception of maybe the second pair of the Seamer batting that the Mustangs had a little bit of control over.
Yeah.
But it was all back foot after that point. I think the guys celebrating another premiership for the club. It's their third one today, with 2 grand finals still being decided on the other court. Great win, 118 to 81. Match played in good spirits. Some good cricket all around. Some fantastic, moments of some great batting, some fantastic fielding. You mentioned from Mitch Todd. Some good all-around bowling from both sides. It was a really well-played game, and another premiership, as I said, to the Seamer boys. Yeah,
comprehensive win, I think, mate. I couldn't agree more. Really well umpired by Jason. Like you say, 2 sides that know each other, got along well. No aggro in the game at all. Just a lot of respect for each other's ability. And Seamer too good.
Yep. Well, so going to be another end to another great season of Super League cricket. I just brought up the stats here, just have a little look in case any of it is of interest to you. You mentioned Mitchell Todd, great game in the field. The stats may not necessarily support that, but it's not about that. The umpire will make his pick of player of the grand final, which is a bit of a prestigious thing. I think there's a medal named after... I can't remember if it's the player of the season or player of the grand final.
Player of the season gets the Greg Matthews medal. Yeah.
Of which Aaron Todd will be, a front runner for it.
He won it last year, I think, Toddy.
Yeah. So it could be interesting to see if he cleans that one up again. Player of the day today, stats-wise, on paper would be Aaron Todd, 18 runs and 2 wickets for -1, but really good all-round team performance from the Snakes.
I think what he did well today, Toddy, was Aaron Todd, was that he brought himself on at those couple of key moments when Bottega and Fontana were getting away with it with that first pair. They were 21 after 2. He came on to bowl, took the pressure on himself, came on to bowl, 2 wickets in that over. Really turned the game straight into Seamer's favour. So he'd be deserving. I think Mitch would. There's a handful of guys that could raffle it, I think.
We'll have to wait until the presentations to see it. So that's a wrap for the men's A-grade grand final. Attention in the centre is turning to an extremely close men's B-grade final. There is just 1 run in it with a little over an over and a half to go. Snakes batting to secure that one. The C-grade final looks like it's all just about done and dusted with just a few balls to go and a good 60-run lead there for the Snakes. So potential to clean up with 5 premierships today for the Snakes. It'll be a great day for them, but a great season for all. We hope you enjoyed our company here. Thank you, Hully, for your comments.
Good on you, Stevie. Yeah, thanks. Great to chat with you as usual and watch a game between our 2 centres. And well done to the Snakes today. Looks like they could win 4, maybe 5 out of 5. No, 4 out of 5. No, 5.
We'll go one over there and we'll watch the end of this B-grade final. Thanks for your company, folks. We thank you for your company today, and we look forward to seeing you next season down at one of your local indoor cricket centres. It's a fantastic game to play, and we look forward to the 2024 indoor cricket season of Super League. Thanks for your company.